Hello. We're just here to talk about Critical Role Campaign 4 and our kind of foray into D&D campaigns and just learning how to play, learning how to appreciate the story and the character development, and really just to talk about it because it's fun. My name is Sarah. This is my husband, Caleb.
Great to meet all you guys. Great to have
All of, probably two of you, maybe one.
Hey,
I don't know.
a friend's a friend. But I got into D&D in college, and it took a while for Sarah to get into it, but now she is super into it.
Yeah.
She knows more than I do, by far.
No, I don't know about that.
Maybe not about the mechanics, but about, fun facts about Critical Role and what happens in the episode. She's always been a super, movie-driven person.
Just nerdy.
Story.
I've just been a nerdy person.
Yeah.
I think you could go so far to say that I'm geeky. It's unfortunate, but
I don't know if it's
I used to judge you so hard for being into D&D.
It's true.
And I couldn't even say what the word stood for. I still honestly don't.
She almost didn't marry me, folks.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
But after a lot of persuasion, and really I feel like it was just being introduced to how Brennan Lee Mulligan plays and DMs, that was huge. Caleb got me listening to Worlds Beyond Number, which was a very small campaign, started a year or two ago maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And in that first campaign with Brennan, Abria Iyengar, Erica Ishii,
Mm-hmm.
and oh my gosh, and who's the other guy?
Yeah. And the wild man.
And the wild one.
We love him, whoever
I'm
he
gonna have to
is.
look
Yeah. That's interesting because that's not live play. They added sound effects and everything after, and it's a little bit more polished storytelling than what you get in Critical Role. So I'm curious what you think about the two formats. You're about to hear our dog bark at another dog through the window.
It's very possible.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He's holding back.
Lou Wilson.
Lou Wilson, of course.
I just feel like we had to get there.
Yeah.
And that campaign was super fun for me. I really appreciated all the extra kind of musical effects they added.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it really, contributed to the experience. It feels like audiobooks where the players are really experiencing the story at the same time as you. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. And I have not listened to any of the other Critical Role campaigns. We started watching a little bit of it on Prime. But we were really excited about Campaign 4, having Brennan as the DM. I was excited. I think it's because I like to laugh, and he really brings so much comedy to the world as well as deep emotion. It's lots of a wide range of emotions while still bringing lots of comedic relief, which I really appreciate. I feel like we could kind of get into the Overture a little bit.
Yeah, and just talking about the beauty of this little moment between us, where we got Campaign 1 of Critical Role starts out really rough.
Oh, really?
They're very good players.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the production quality and everything.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was recorded under the water. And you jump into the middle of the campaign, just no contingency. And respect to Matt Mercer and all the cast, to where they've gotten and how good they already were. But just picking up a mic and doing this and talking about it without worrying too much about these shadow stripes on us or what we sound like, or
totally
having a super crazy script is, it pays homage to them a little bit.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, take us away.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I want to talk about themes. I want to talk about the characters. I thought, the world is really big. The world of Armon it's a big world. It's essentially 12 playing characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they're dividing it up into 3 tables. It just feels so much more manageable, especially when like you're really focusing in on one character and everyone else just has to kind of like watch and listen for 15 minutes. I feel like it's a good size tables for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. Everything starts with the execution of the Ozzy Fang. We know, like, we kind of get that right away. He's kind of the central character. What?
I'm smiling at Solo being in the show.
Oh, yeah, our Bernadoodle.
This is our dog, Solo.
Yeah, he's kind of the best thing ever. Okay, so in the Overture, we kind of get to learn a lot about the characters. I feel like kind of just jumping in, I really appreciate the players who really super prepared their characters. Like, you can just tell which ones have had a lot of background thought and submitted a lot of content to Brennan in advance.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like specifically we have to talk about Wikander Halavar, as well as Octus Taconis. So Wikander, played by Sam Riegel, he like basically wrote a whole like Bible of his religion.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was very thoughtful and also super funny. He keeps like quoting his sacred text throughout the Overture and at the soldiers' table also. I feel like some of the bombshells of the Overture was, learning about where Wick's powers come from. That was really great. Caleb very, very quickly was on to him. Just looking at his stat sheet, he did not seem to have the stats for a cleric. So we were skeptical about what type of character he truly was, and then he was revealed to be a sorcerer because his grandma has essentially a like crazy monster angel chained up in their basement.
That's her husband.
And she's like, "Here, Wick, meet your grandfather."
And that's cool. I appreciate how Brennan and Wick really took the sorcerer's bloodline into effect. Like in normal D&D, it's just like somewhere in your distant ancestry something special happened.
Yeah.
And being so close, like to the age of the gods, they're like, oh, it's not so distant anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I appreciate it because I feel like, I haven't seen, like, this is kind of my first exposure to sorcerers as playing characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so easy to feel like it's like, oh, they don't have to, like, do any, like, they just have innate giftings. And it just feels like they didn't have to, like, it often feels like they didn't have to work very hard.
Sure. Okay, so I get that.
Compared to a wizard.
I completely get that. And having charisma as your casting stat is completely unfair. Yeah. Because you get to be cool.
Yeah.
And you get to be powerful. But I just look at sorcerers now more as, like, like sports heroes. Like, they're naturally gifted.
Yes.
Sure. LeBron James would always dunk on me. But it doesn't mean he didn't put in the work and he didn't, like, explore, like, how to express and how to harvest.
Yes.
Harvest? It's athleticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wick was super, I feel like his character was very, like, advanced, prepared. I feel like Octus's was also rather prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Especially just his, his family line is very interesting.
And just the Taconis.
The Taconis family. And how he's kind of the odd one out, not lacking this kind of sorcerer gift, so he does become a wizard, and is, technically like a necromancer. And I feel like just the whole overture and how he becomes who he is as like this hollow one, super bizarre but very interesting. I feel like, from my understanding, it was not super clear whether he was going to even be able to play this kind of undead, resurrected character.
Sure.
Like it was it really felt very unclear.
Important roles matter, folks.
Yes, and I feel like I'm really hoping that it wasn't all like always for sure gonna happen, because I feel like it's much more exciting this way. So I'm excited about his character. I appreciate one of the things, like, just throughout the Seeker's Table also, I appreciate that when he casts spells, he does like a thing every time, like he has a thought out, like skeletal hand, sigil, dead animal thing that he's doing. I appreciate that. I feel like that's thought. Some people that are just like, I cast this and I just go like this. I just feel like, that's not how it's actually supposed to work. And I appreciate when these kind of more highly viewed campaigns, when their players put in a lot of thought. I don't know.
And do you value that thought because, like, it makes them play differently, or just because it, like, gives respect to the table?
I feel like it shows that they're really trying.
Okay.
And I guess it's just because I really care, and because I'm such a nerd, I care so much. And I want everybody's character to be like, the most fully developed as it could be, I guess.
Sure.
Which I guess brings me to, some of the not so flushed out characters, where you're kind of like, you really don't know what's going to become of them because they don't know. I'm talking about Tayor. Nobody knows what Tayor's deal is, even Tayor. So, they're gonna find out. But
are there spoilers in this episode? Are we through the introduction right now? Are we through like the first act of the Soldier's Table?
That's a great question. I feel like we haven't.
Your call.
I feel like we haven't super spoiled anything.
We haven't spoiled anything
beyond
yet.
beyond the overture.
Yeah.
Yes.
I assume that. I just don't know if you want to reach into any of the episodes to like give evidence to what we're talking about.
That's a great question. Should we do that in the next one?
Yeah, we'll restrain this to initial
vibes and impressions and predictions. So I guess returning to kind of just the gist of the overture, any like big bombshells that happened, and other characters we're excited about. I feel like I'm very excited about Bolaire as a character. I'm very new to warlocks, and he's a mask. That's like the bit. I feel like that's a huge reveal of the overture.
Yeah. It's very interesting because for warlocks, there's a class called Pact of the Blade, where I think Travis's character in the third or second campaign, I get them mixed up. I'm sorry. Was a Pact of the Blade warlock in the sense of like, this blade is ethereal in nature and it's giving me powers, right? And I have a pact like with it or with what it represents or something. But Belair really flips that on its head in the sense of like, I am what the pact is with, and I have a host, per se, that I empower.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if he empowers the host to be doing his will.
Yeah.
Or if he is just extra... I mean, maybe it's... Yeah, maybe it's a very on the nose metaphor for like what warlocks actually are, which are just instruments for whoever's manipulating them.
I think so. Yeah, because he's a mask that wears a person. Super creepy, super interesting, and I feel like I'm curious to see where he kind of goes as a character, where his kind of moral ground is. I feel like is a little hard to tell.
I don't know if he has morals.
Yeah, like how does that work? He clearly like. I mean, you know, as we get on to his table at the schemers table, I mean, he starts to kind of, you know, reveal more of his, I don't know, desires, inclinations, but
sure.
But anyway, but he's a mask.
You know what?
That's cool.
What really struck my curiosity?
What?
It's when he got the new host.
Oh, yes.
Crazy sequence, by the way.
Yes.
Like, kind of crazy reveal. That was artfully done.
Was this in the, like, Halloween special episode?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I know it's just like...
It was around then.
It was a great story. Like, it was artful.
What, was it the guy, like, a guy kind of gets in his face and removes his mask?
No, they like, knock him out.
Yeah.
I mean, Belair basically tricked him to wear him.
Yeah.
Because he needed a new host.
Yes.
So, Belair said he felt better.
Oh, yes.
That is what, like, you know, I've been thinking about that. Like, in the sense of, like...
When he got a new, kind of younger...
Yeah. Does he drain the energy from his host?
Probably.
I mean, there are spoilers, but the breakfast Belair eats would not sustain me.
No. Well, he doesn't really eat much.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really need to...
Well, his host might need it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to...
It's a scene way.
It's hard to
way
see.
In the future.
Well, he says he, like, buys fruit, but never eats it. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway... any other thoughts on Belair? I mean, it's cool that he's like this museum curator and has a life for himself.
I mean, I have a couple thoughts. Like, one, it just like really is hard for me to think of an ancient god-killing mask at such a low level.
Yeah.
Like, just to be real.
He wants to be this museum curator kind of deal, or?
No, in the sense of like mechanically weak.
Like
a knight could kill him.
Yeah.
And he was an instrument to kill a god. And it's like it's a necessary...
Could he be... I mean, if you removed the mask and broke the mask in a special way, I suppose that's how you would kill him.
Yeah, I just mean more like his actual hit point pool.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, everyone's got to start somewhere.
I feel like it wasn't just him that killed the god he was assigned to. It was like him and a bunch of other masks, I think. There were other masks.
Sure, there were.
There were other masks. Yeah. So I feel like it was probably not just him, because I feel like that would make him way too OP, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, it's level 3. We're starting at level 3, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what the like biggest jump in levels is going to be?
No, I don't.
Level 4 to level 5 is always huge, especially for marshals.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think you get level 3 spells at level 5 too.
Okay.
So Wick is going to be able to cast Fireball or whatever he reskins it as.
Oh yeah.
Like
light ball.
Big holy light ball.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I do, and I really, again, the preparation. He reskins all of his spells to better reflect his like family ancestry and religion, which I think is very thoughtful and just more interesting, more story, more unique content.
And what does reskinning mean?
Just like taking a spell and calling it something else and having a special way of casting it. that is, reflective of him being of the light. May the beam reach you. Yeah. Oh, the beam. Right now the beam is really reaching me.
It's reaching
it
us.
Has really it's
risen, creeping up,
and now you can't even really see me. This is just gonna turn into a podcast where we have video off anyway. Look at I'm like keeping my head above. Okay. Anything else we should talk about with the Overture? This keeps going.
I mean, immediately there are greater events at play, which I think is a really good mechanism for jumping in and being in a world where you have some control but not a ton of it. I mean, if you look at Matt and the DeVito's family, he got his backstory.
Yes, he got a whole backstory within the Overture.
And he already had a backstory, and he was and they're gonna invested
do, and they do flashbacks and things like that to get you even more invested. But
yeah, so I think being in that event that you can't have a huge influence over. They did the absolute best they could, and what they got is Octus as a revenant, right?
Yeah.
Or Hollow One, whatever you call it.
Yeah, I don't know what he's.
But the fact that they got those roles and they weren't able to just stop the DeVitos from being killed.
Yeah.
It was a cutscene. I mean, they couldn't do anything about it, and the reality is, even if they noticed it, they couldn't do anything about it either, because they're too low level.
Yeah.
They are playing in a world that is so dangerous.
Yes. Which I also appreciate.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not kind of I'm going to help you, I'm going to help foster your growth and development. I mean, the players for the most part are experienced enough to be able to handle this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at a level to mostly handle it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it does, I don't know. It's nobody really wants a TPK right away. But
a TPK would be rough.
It would be rough.
I'd love someone to die.
Yes. We're kind of where we're at right now, we're how many episodes are there released? Over 20?
And something has happened over them.
And lots have happened. Lots has happened. But yeah. Has anyone died?
Who knows?
We won't say.
I will tell you, some characters have acted very stupidly.
Yeah.
They have put themselves on the precipice of death.
Oh, yes.
And whether they fall or not, you'll have to find out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Anything...
I have one question following that might be a nice bow tie.
Yeah.
So, this is related to stats, and it's related to how the characters interact with the world.
Yeah.
What do you think of suboptimal play?
I'm thinking of an example at the soldiers' table.
Yeah.
That's it's something that the character would do, and so they did it. I think it has a time and a place. I definitely think it has a time and a place for the story. Nobody wants a super perfect character all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel there are certain characters that are clearly impulsive and that need to act on those impulses now and again to be authentic to the character.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess that's what I think about it. It's you still want to be smart, but I guess if you're playing someone who lacks intelligence and acts more off of impulse, you have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's not necessarily great for the campaign, but it's good for the story. This is storytelling. I feel to wrap it up, I feel just how elaborate the story is with having so many quote unquote main characters is really interesting, and you really have to pay attention to keep up with them all. And it's like going into reading like a more simple, like structured novel with one like main character feels like so different in comparison. And I'm like, wow, this is stretching my brain. This is interesting. Sometimes things are slow. Sometimes, they're arguing over what to do. The characters are, trying to decide where to go in this big world.
This is D&D.
But that's just how you have to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a big world. I'm excited about it. I feel like there's so many like larger forces involved. Like, we didn't even get to talking about all the characters yet. Like Bayless, like, wow.
Yeah, we haven't said Bayless.
We haven't even said Bayless. I mean, we've only talked about, not even quite half the characters probably.
Sure.
Should we finish talking?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
Come back later for a comprehensive character take.
And maybe you'll be able to see us.
We like some, we don't like others.
We like some, we don't like others. We like all of the voice actors and player, that we like them. That doesn't mean we're gonna love the character, and we're just, gonna offer our thoughts because that's what the internet is for. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we want to hear your thoughts too.
Yeah. Comment below, and we'll answer.
Yeah.
We might start streaming live to Twitch too. We'll see. Usually people start there.
Yeah.
We're
gonna try. We're gonna try our best.
Yeah, neither of us is a bard, but we're gonna roll performance anyway. So, until next time, guys.
Yes. Until next time. Bye.